Box admin was thinking to themselves, being a little devilish, thinking, I want to see those guys make some sexually suggestive content again.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? TikTok is so stupid and so not transparent. I think we're being shadow banned, and I think we're being targeted already because of our anti-government sentiment that I've recently begun to express.
It's that anti-Christian bias.
Neil, what's up, Neil? What my guy Neil is here. I gotta give some $2. I gotta give a. If you guys don't know Neil, the 604 atheist, he's a YouTuber and probably a more well-known atheist than I am on these social media airways. So, Bag Diesel, atheist underground toot to Neil the 604, man. Go follow him on YouTube if you haven't. I got to meet him at a convention. You coming to Minneapolis this year? I don't know. AA fucked me, dude. We got to talk. AA fucked me over hard, so I'm not sure I'm going to really support that much anymore. Let's see what's going on here.
We heard all about Neil a couple of weeks ago. Someone thought you were on his show.
Is that right? That's right. Yeah. Someone didn't I see you on? No, it was one of those other bald white old men who were great. Atheism. Avery North. Thanks for the gifts, man. Don Nila. Nita. Donita. Thank you for the gifts. I love you guys, man. Yeah, Neil, I remember who you are, man. Do you have many whistles? Dad says one for Dad this morning. I got that whistle. I got this whistle for Shaggy. I got this whistle for special people. One for you. And my gals, Pam and Melissa, are here. Thanks, you guys. We are live on YouTube. If anyone jumps on, we're trying to get people to follow us on YouTube because I don't know how long they're going to let me blather on TikTok because I clearly say things they don't like.
The tox is very sensitive.
It's toxic for me on the tox.
Toxic tox?
Yes, we're getting blocks on the tox because they're
hop on over to YouTube, smash that like and subscribe button.
Thank you, and we'll get a longer and a more defined formula on YouTube and let that one launch on its own as we transition here. So please do that, and we'll get to the point where we can do live shit from the road from my mobile device because YouTube doesn't let you do that till you get 1,000 followers. I'm pathetically close. It's like 950 or something.
Milwaukee Atheist says, okay, I'm here.
All right, man. Thank you. Finally, fucking Lolo. You ought to be down here. It's helping me put together a show, you little fucker. This guy, he's got a show with RMI. He's like, knows how. He's like, hey, man, you can do it. But I got to go to him. He doesn't have a car. He lives with his mom. He's all right, though. He's a smart guy. But yeah, no, follow Milwaukee Atheists. They are my dudes. And if you like biblical history from a strictly scholarly point of view, finally, objectively as objective as it can get, learned, scholarly, secular point of view on the origins of the myths and what the writers and the creators of the ancient myths that we now call Mideast sacred stories. You ever hear that? Well, we don't refer to those as myths because they have so many believers still. They have a euphemism. You ever heard that then?
No.
Yes.
But careful now. We don't, in this new America, we don't want to encourage scholarly pursuits and education and all that elitist stuff.
Thank you, Melissa. We're following on YouTube. I am not on Blue Sky. Tony Argent is with us. I got to sign up for Blue Sky. I was a early TikTok or Twitter guy back in the day. I was on Twitter. That was my first social media before Facebook. I got on Twitter, built up like 1,000 followers, just talking atheist shit, and then it just changed. I mean, it'd be long before Musk changed it at all. It got changed.
Blue Sky is like the Facebook replacement now.
I think no. Blue Sky is like the truth. Is
Twitter
the blue version of truth of Trump's truth. I think it's where liberals go for their echo chamber now.
Bunch of sensitive cucks.
I don't know what it is, but somebody call us cucks. Are you reading?
No, that's just what we are. The liberals and the.
Oh yeah, anybody who thinks I'm a sensitive cuck can come and fucking tell me.
Anyone who has empathy.
Yeah. I have empathy for the rednecks who voted for Trump. I grew up in the country. I've been to local stock car races and demolition derbies and monster truck rallies, and I've hunted and I've fished, and I have my fucking everything I need for the end times. I know how to eat in the woods. So anybody who thinks I'm a real liberal doesn't really pay attention to what I do. For one thing.
Did you rile any feathers today yet?
Apparently not yet. I'm still on the fucking air
We're
here.
still on the talks.
We're still on the
Haven't
talks.
been shut down
Still on
yet.
talks. Are we going to get kicked off? See, we have the 8 ball. This answers questions as well.
Chances are high.
As well as God. You're going for chances are high? I'm going to say ask again later. Are we getting kicked off today? 8 ball. Don't count on it. Oh, we might make it. We might
good
make
news
it.
from the 8 ball.
Good news from the 8 ball. Got Thor's hammer here if anybody needs. Those for Shaggy, you know. When you name yourself after a Scooby-Doo character, can you really come on throwing shade at the Darth Vader? It's like you named yourself after one of the worst animated things that have ever. And I don't mean the content; I mean the actual animation. Like one guy.
What's Shaggy disparaging about Darth Vader?
No, I'm saying this guy calling. I don't know. He's like, we should listen to a 3-foot Vader guy. You know, so we're just taking shade because he's giving me shit because he thinks it's funny to make fun of the hat. It doesn't matter. Ignore him. He just wants somebody to pay
Don't
attention.
feed the troll.
You're fine. Here's one for you, man. We mentioned your stupid name. Thank you, Susie Splits. Most people love the Darth. People who see me for the first time and don't like the fact that we're not slobbering on Agent Orange's cob every second. That we must be liberal cucks or we're childish somehow. Because yeah, sorry, whatever. This happened to be a cool hat. Fits my head. Feels good. But no, this was started as a virtual railway. We're the Atheist Underground. We are transporting people out of
their psychological shackles.
Psychological shackles. Thank you. And it reminded us when we were just trying to think of like themes. It reminded me of the London Underground, which is their train system. Right. The whole Underground Railway kind of parallel came around later. You know. But that's why the trains. It just kind of hit, you know. And so now once I got to a certain amount of followers on TikTok, it became a brand, right? There's no way I could give it up now. It would be stupid. I'm the guy. Thank you, Neil. We love you, man. You do a great job. You the man. No, I'm really happy you're here. It's our guy again, Neil 604, only deserving of a diesel shout.
So what is this? We got the YouTube title, Welcome Back Measles. What's going on with that today?
Well, you know what's going on, right? Texas has full-on fucking measles going on. They're just like the anti-vaxxers have caught up. And this is not even on Agent Orange. I mean, this has been going on since the original asshole brought it up way the fuck back when. It's almost 30 years ago now, probably, right? Somebody like tried to tie measles to autism.
Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah, Jenny McCarthy and
not quite 30 years.
And Kristen Cavallari, right? Jay Cutler's wife, famous Bears quarterback. Jay Cutler's his wife was a model in a
reality TV
fucking
star.
an airhead for a minute, and she was those, And thankfully, it's just like measles is ugly, but at least it's not like
polio.
It's
not even polio.
Yeah, like what? No, thank you. It's all part of the same mindset. The demonization of science, this leaning back into fucking religion and information being fed to you from Big Brother. And now we got literally a psychopath or a brainworm guy who gets in charge. That's going to fix us. RFK Jr. is going to fix us.
No one needs to bother taking care of themselves because God will provide. Dangerous mindset.
Yeah, did somebody say that?
No.
That's
just the mindset of some people.
Well, thanks, Susie.
Why bother with vaccines? Why bother with any of that other shit? I'll just pray it away and we'll be good.
Time to outshine is here. Kiki is here. Yes, those poor kids. Kids are always the victims in all of this, right? These kids are watching the show Pitt,
How dare you insult our Lord and Savior, Jenny McCarthy?
Jenny McCarthy. She's out there swinging away. Isn't she still, man? She's just, got to keep that fucking bankroll going. Susie Split says she's an atheist power. She feels there is no harm in having a belief as long as it supports kindness. And I do want to put that out there because it does say I'm pretty anti-theistic myself in my tone and in my content. If you watch the videos, and please do. But I don't care if anybody has religion.
Organized religion is the problem, not your own personal beliefs.
Yes, and even organized religion. If you got a nice little church and you do what you can, but you gotta if you're gonna be organized, you gotta organize on the right side of history now.
Yeah,
and you need to call out the Christians who are ruining what was at least in theory a tolerant, peaceful message, even if it was never really followed ever. The actual underlying message can at least be spun as morally centering, to try to steer us away from the worst aspects of our nature that we might succumb to if we didn't have a little reminder. I don't mind any of that. If that's what you need to get to sleep tonight, then do it. Do it. Just give me the fuck out of my government, man.
Jesus was all about treat your neighbor as yourself. That's the best message. That's the golden rule.
That's what the first thing I learned about Christianity was turn the other cheek. I'll never forget that because it seemed counter to my. I'm like, really? Is that what you do with bullies? To turn the other cheek? I don't know, but it seems like capitulation. Or it seems like complacency.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Turn the other cheek. Okay, maybe I'm not on board with Christianity. Maybe it's not for me. But that was the first thing that we learned about it.
The meek shall inherit the earth.
Meek shall inherit the earth. The rich can't get into heaven. Jesus ministered to the lowest of us. The least among us was the first person Jesus went to. And these people today who claim to be fans of Jesus, they have to change Jesus' message. And they are, right? They want their pew-pews.
They would be kicking Jesus out of the country.
They want Jesus to have a pew-pew. And
right.
Oh, that was Lolo. Lolo's message about Jamie McCarthy. Yeah. You know what? I'm a dirty old man. Never mind. Not gonna take it there. Christians usurped everything a holiday from pagans and made it their
sexually suggestive.
Well, Kiki, you're not wrong, but it's a little more nuanced than that. It's easier to convince people to change their religion and follow new leadership if you simply let them assimilate into their religion what you're bringing to it. So it's a lot more insidious, but less violent, right? Inception.
Oh, we got a big wall of text here. Did you know Paul talked a lot about how awful hypocrites were? Shocker, you don't hear those verses from Christians today. Don't get me wrong, though. Paul was overall shitty. Oh.
Yeah, Paul probably had a stroke, Paul.
And we got Pojo in the YouTube.
Paul saw a blinding light and then his brain changed. And we call that a stroke these days, I'm pretty sure. Yes,
indeed.
Welcome to the show, Kiki. We love you. Computers in car. Oh, you're getting shade now from Shaggy. Hey, thanks for joining this program, Shaggy. You've been a watcher for a long time now. I've been watching for like 16 minutes now, buddy.
Ooh,
it's crazy, man.
He probably skipped off there in the middle to make a sandwich with Scooby.
Yeah, you seem to know more than some holy people. Everybody knows more than holy people. Holy people.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Cherry pick 2 pieces of wisdom that suits their life and forget the rest.
Yeah, right. If people all the time are like, well, do you automatically assume that religious people are dumber than you? I mean, yes.
The best case for atheism is reading the Bible.
Well, the Bible definitely has made more atheists than anything else. That's all you have to really do is sit back and read it and try to make what's in it make sense to you. If you can do that, you gotta go, yo, Pojo, what's up on YouTube? Is my guy Pojo. Face Matthew Morris. Did you know Paul talked a lot about how awful hypocrites were? Yeah. Shocker, you don't. Oh, you read that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry, man.
Stepping all over.
I don't know, man. I just, I can't pay attention very well in 2 directions. But yeah, that's again,
You got TikTok.
Tell us more.
Over to you. Is there a way to do that? We're just telling people.
I don't think there is. I got to put the. Well, it is. The link's on the.
Educate us, Pojo. What can we do? Save us,
Pojo.
Lord and Savior.
Good job, Jinx. Atheist since he was a child. I didn't quite have those stones, but we did a lot. We did a lot to make Christianity make sense.
Well, what did I tell you when we first met? It's basically at the time you realize. Well, hope any kids aren't watching, but the time you realize Santa's not real, about the same time you realize God's not real.
Yeah, I kind of. Because you have those conversations, right?
Yeah.
And I remember on the playground, do you believe in God? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in God? I'm like, oh, yeah. But then, there would always be discussion about what was that actual nature of God. And especially as you got older, in a church like mine, you would have, what would now be considered, pantheism or animist kind of views or that loose interpretation of God as the force of good, and not even necessarily a singular intelligence, just
right.
A humanization kind of an anthropomorphization of
Pojo says he saw us on TikTok and it jumped over to YouTube without him doing anything.
What?
That would be lovely if that's the case. I don't know that that's happening with everyone. I'm not sure what You did specifically.
Jinx went to several churches and tried to understand and couldn't believe any of it. Good for you. You have a logical brain, man. You'd have been the guy that when he heard the noise, he went through the bush to see if it was a tiger or if it was something smaller that he could kill and eat.
You figured it out.
You figured it out, but you're a leader, man. You're not a follower. I wasn't quite that slick, but again, my church wasn't like fire and brimstone-y. It didn't just throw shit at you that made it hard to believe. Once you get to the point where you're like, well, human beings don't really die and then come back and float up. That doesn't really happen to people. So the whole resurrection is a little sketch for me, honestly. I don't know. I'm not sure why people are so easy, so buy that so easily. It's like, okay.
I kind of get the longing to think that there's some kind of reward for living your life well, but the reward is having a nice life. Your reward is on earth here. Nothing. Don't look forward to something after
that you don't know exists.
Right.
I mean, if we could verify that it was there.
And also, don't be a good person just because you think you're gonna get rewarded in the afterlife for it. Just don't be an asshole.
Reading the Bible and seeing that manna falling from the sky fed everyone is what made me atheist. Manna from the sky, just because it was such a
That's socialism.
Oh yeah, that is socialism. That's a big metaphor for Marxism. We don't even call it socialism anymore. It's Marxism.
Right.
You're a Marxist.
Milwaukee atheist.
Neil, take it easy, buddy. Love you, man. Say hi to mom.
It's illegal to
Thanks
watch
for stopping
the
in.
stream and not drop a like, and I agree.
Thank you. Yes, damn it, I have decreed. Glorious leader has issued a decree that you must smash the like button.
You must like and subscribe. So saith Agent Orange.
And we're actually renaming YouTube AmericaTube today.
Oh,
another decree. Yes, I have decreed YouTube shall now be known as AmericaTube to reflect American greatness.
The Gulf of America tubes.
You see that video where I call my point to a troll was that if you want to drain the swamp, and these guys are so dumb. If you're going to drain the swamp, why do you go hire Swamp Thing? What is the deal?
Right.
And because their whole thing is that he's an outsider, right? He's going to fix everything because he's a fucking outsider. But when you tell him that he's a swamp creature and they're saying, well, yeah, who else do you want to drain the swamp but swamp creature? Okay, so is he an outsider or is he just a different swamp creature making his own fucking swamp?
Can't have it both ways.
You can't have it both ways. But there's no arguing with any of these people because they're just so convinced that he's fucking everything he does is right. They'll figure out. And if you don't believe me, just watch Fox News. It's hysterical. Watch any actual news. And just, even if it's not really biased, even if it's not CNN or MSNBC, watch BBC, watch Al-Qaeda, watch Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda? Al Jazeera?
Al Jazeera.
You're going to get us kicked off the Fox?
Yes.
That kind of talk.
One for Al Jazeera.
Matt Morris.
And then watch Fox News and see how they're spinning like all of Trump's failures and idiot fucking.
Go one further and go flip over to Newsmax.
I've not
really go off the rails.
What is Newsmax?
Newsmax is like Fox News squared or cubed.
It is the same mentality as being religious, being cult. It's a cult. It's a Trump cult.
Oh, absolutely.
He's glorious leader, and he can do no wrong. And it literally will let him do anything or let him say anything, and until it actually. And then we're seeing it now. The farmers are like, "What is what I voted for?" It's just like cutting USAID, cut a bunch of income out from farmers that are in states.
There's videos coming out all over the internet.
Like, what the fuck am I gonna do now, man?
We're like a month in, and everyone's starting to have second thoughts.
Of course it is, man. People and all these guys and all the Republicans around the country in office are having to deal with these town halls and shit. They're just like, why? They all hate him, but nobody wants to lose their position, so they can't speak up against him. Because
Matt Morris calls it the gulp of America.
The gulp.
I got reprimanded on TikTok yesterday for saying, yes, then you may proceeded with the mind of a toddler. Really? They had issue with that?
Good God. It's just TikTok has just gotten so shitty.
I shouldn't have even quoted that. TikTok's going to kick us off now.
Probably. I don't know. Who knows what's going on. But yeah, it's a cult mentality, and what's going on is just such clear, obvious tactics. Use fear mongering to scare people in the country that are never going to meet a Mexican.
Make everyone distrust the news.
Yes, make everyone distrust the mainstream news. Then kick the mainstream news out. Right? They're bringing back freedom of speech. Right? That's really important.
Right? Yeah.
Right? Shady Pants went to Germany and embarrassed himself and told everybody how Germany needs to get on the right side of freedom of speech because the right wingers in Germany. That doesn't concern anybody. They're trying to maybe mitigate the damage done by the rise, like the rise in what in Germany.
Yeah.
It's and
And
then he comes back here and kicks the AP.
Yeah, and Captain Musk, the supposed free speech absolutist, just silencing people right and left on his
Here's Trump
pet
on his knees in
project
front of
X.
Musk. What are we doing today? What are we doing today, President Musk? Fucking, what a joke, man. And then he calls other people bullies. The bullies are always the weakest
Oh
ones.
my God!
The bullies,
come on.
The bullies, I can tell he was a bully right away. They were always the weakest ones. Really, buddy?
Right.
How do you... Literally got famous being a bully.
Call yourself out.
Yeah, even if it hits them, it's still not their deal. Not yet. Wait till they really can't afford eggs. Wait till they really can't afford. What else did he do? Deregulating everything.
Well, everyone's going to be able to afford eggs when they send out those $5,000 Doge government money.
5,000. It sounds like so much.
but also,
Musk could just do it himself right now and not even notice.
You guys don't like inflation now? You think it's going to get better with a $5,000 check to everyone? Really? Also, where are the receipts for the money they're saving? It's like $1 billion or $2 billion, maybe, and that works out to like $10 a person.
Well, he said it was $1 billion, but it was $1 million, right? One time.
That was the one contract, yeah.
Yeah. You'll take. We're all going to take it if it comes.
We got tens of millions of people collecting Social Security who are dead or 150 years old. There's 67 million people, period, collecting Social Security. Tens of millions of them are a mistake.
I'll take the 5,000 and start the fucking revolution with it, man. What the fuck, man? I need some capital for the resistance. Good God, man. How long are people going to put up with this? I know it's not going to last a whole lot longer for me the way this is going. It's and I'm like, I can't not say something, right? So here they are, got people.
Trump administration reportedly shutting down federal EV chargers nationwide. That's going to help Tesla and his buddy.
Well, this is the thing. I was just going to mention that. How is that? How is Musk on board with Trump's war on alternative energy? There's other deals backstage. There is. They're talking about that. There's got to be a reason that Elon's not bucking that. Don't you think? Because Tesla stock is in the shitter. The stock market's in the shitter. Everybody's scared. He's literally ruining what was the most outrageous, raging economy in the whole world. The envy of the world post-COVID was, of course, the American economic machine as it rolled back into gear. Inflation was on the way down. Now gas prices, what? Oh, they're up again in my state. They were down month after month after month. Gas was $2.59 here. Back up to $2.85.
Well, you dumb liberal. Everyone knows that Biden economy was terrible. What are you talking about? We needed...
If you watch Fox News, yeah. But if you just looked at like all the economists anywhere, if you just looked at AES, inflation was up and people were paying too much for shit.
Don't trust those elitist scholars.
Inflation is about one thing, man. Supply and demand. Get the fuck... If it's cost too much, don't fucking use it. Don't use it. No, I didn't see anybody boycotting $5 Starbucks. Right? The people crying, all the Trumpsters crying about the fucking economy. They're still lining up to pay. What's that work out to? What's a coffee? 12 ounces? What's 128 divided by 12? Dave?
10, just over 10.
So if you paid what you paid for, if we paid for gas, what people are willing to pay for Starbucks, gas would be $50 a gallon at least, right? 286 times 10.
Well, so $28.
Yeah. Okay. $28 a gallon. That's what people would be willing to pay for. That's what people pay for coffee. The people who cry about the rising price.
Oh, here we go. Timely. Nearly 100 cases of measles reported in Texas and New Mexico.
Yeah, this is what we're back to we're going to go back to the dark ages if the fucking the educated people in the country don't step up and start thinking for the dumbasses.
Cases nearly double in a week in rural Texas.
Measles was eradicated. It was declared eradicated. We killed it with vaccines. It was gone. And now, the moon.
Making measles great again.
Making measles great again. Making America hate again. I have a new idea. I'm going to get one of those Trump masks, those rubber Trump masks, and I'm going to then dress in drag. Yes, it's going to be Trump in drag, and then I'm going to have a red draga hat made, dragging America gay again.
You better do it while you can, because
That's what I'm
sooner or
saying,
later,
man.
Glorious Leader is going to shut that sort of thing down. You can't lampoon Glorious Leader.
Glorious Leader would be upset that he gave himself a hard on in that situation. That would be what would be behind that.
That would be
it would bring out it would bring. He's such a narcissist. It would bring out a very weird.
It would be conflicted.
Very conflicted.
Do I punish this, or do I
shag it?
Melania and marry this
Yes,
guy?
and if it was just younger, it would really look like my daughter. Thank you. Addicted to science. Yes. Blue states fund each other and let the red states find out. I like that. Let's hear it. A big one for Governor Hochul in New York, the governor of Maine who stood up. If anybody who stands up to this idiot in any kind of way right now is my fucking hero.
What are they saying? I'll see you in court.
Drag Trump would need a Russian first name. Donald. Now we just call her Donna Trump. But I like that. You can't spell felon without Elon.
Yeah.
I love that. Frank. Oh, Frank Tank. Frank Tank 21. So I got the progressives here. I got to look through the right part of my glasses.
You can separate felon out into fuck Elon.
Make America think again. That's what we need to do. Yes, reminding me I'm on YouTube. Don't let me forget to look at this once in a while. Make sure you shout. There's just a few people on, but we're really trying to get this YouTube up so that we can, make a show that we're not afraid is just going to get.
Come on, TikToks, hop on over to YouTube. Yeah. Give us a like and subscribe. Give us a comment. We got a live chat going.
You don't got to stay on there. Just get us to, and then at some point we'll separate this and we'll make it so that I can pay attention right to the comments on the YouTube and we can do different things. And I don't have any faith that TikTok's going to either let me stay on if it stays on, B, that we want to stay on it because it appears to be becoming a tool for Trump. I don't know why else he would let it exist unless he thought that it's either valuable to raise money or get his perverted message out, or it's a good way to censor voices like ours. So thank you, Slow Mo. Appreciate you. Slow Mo 666 is here. And that was James Akers 75. They have shirts that say F Elon and Felon. I love it. F Elon and the Felon. I love it. F Elon and the Felon. I want one of those. I want one of those. We got my own What's Missing shirt on today. I don't just tell it's backwards. Atheism. What's missing? He is. I'm going to flip the camera. Well, for anybody who hasn't seen this shirt, it's been a while since I wore it. Take the mirroring off. That's what you do here. Let's see. There you go. This always fucks me up. It's harder to remember where I should sit in the frame when I take the mirroring off.
Yeah.
I love Christopher Hitchens, and again, people who think I'm liberal.
Hitch slapped.
I love Hitchens. I don't agree with everything Hitchens because he was kind of a right-wing turd in his own way, but he was our guy after George Carlin and people who were willing to be out there strictly making fun of religion. George Carlin was great, but he had a lot of other comedy on his mind. And Hitchens, for me, a real hero, a guy who's willing to ridicule what most people are afraid to ridicule because it's sacrosanct. You can't make fun of people's religion. You have to respect religion. No, respect is earned. And what respect has religion earned in your lifetime, young Dave?
Not much, if any.
Addicted to Science wants to know about your stickers.
Oh, this is just random shit from the. I can't remember if this was from Timo or the other one. These would cost $20 now with all the Chinese tariffs probably, but they were like 50 cents. Just a pack of a big 50 pack of like Marvel and DC hero stickers. So what do we got here? Spider-Man, Venom, Thor, Spider-Gwen, Green Goblin, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Doctor Strange.
They're like babies.
Yeah, they're little cutesy versions.
Yeah, little short, squat versions.
Very feminine, I'm sure people are going to think.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that really you've run afoul of some people already
Right.
with our dorkery around here. Like we're gonna do this, we got to fill up that wall back there. That wall back there, it's awful blank. Maybe we can hang Darth Vader like he's floating. I can put the Jesus. I have a Church of Jesus. It's actually it's up here where I extend that the Jesus pun.
Yeah.
It's getting dusty. But I started putting it together. See, check this out. I'll think it's the Church of Jesus. We got the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit that I'm tagged down there, and a cheesy cross, and some floating shit. He alone was sliced for your sandwiches. For in all things, God is greated. That's Romano 8, chapter 8, verses 1 and 2. For in all things, God is greated. Yeah, so we're taking the Jesus, and we got a skit coming that he's going to help me with. Involved with that has to do with the Church of Jesus, but
praise Jesus, the Lord and Savior.
Jesus Christ.
North Korea says it sees more U.S. military provocations under Trump.
Well, that's what he is, right? That's what he does.
I thought he was all on board with Kim Jong-un. I thought that was one of his favorite people, along with Putin.
But Putin told Kim Jong-un to say something, probably. I mean, right? The picture on the wall with this one? Is that what you're looking at? I can never remember the artist. Not. It's a Scottish guy, Jack something, and it's a nice piece. It's just a print, obviously, but it's a street scene with cars, and it's a nice. I forgot where I found that, but when I saw it, I was like, crap. Yeah, it is. Thank you, Addicted. People do notice it from time to time because it's a nice piece of art. Happy and proud to have it. A lot of the stuff in the wall, we have a landscaping company. A lot of the stuff in the walls is just our work. But yeah, I got a couple of posters I got to cut. So this is like a Toulouse-Lautrec style advertising piece from Paris. I got a few of those around different places from the kind of 20s style pop art, if you will, because it was our commercial art pieces.
Careful with all that culture. You're gonna probably offend someone.
Good. I hope the only people who would be offended on here are the people who are here to troll anyway, man. God. I stayed in church for decades because the people were so nice, so kind. Don't you miss that? What my church was like? I loved my church. I couldn't wait to get there because I was the smart kid in school, and the other smart kid went to my church, and so we just couldn't wait to get to church to see each other again and then see who was going to come to church. We made sure we were first. We volunteered to be ushers. We volunteered to give out the programs. We volunteered to come and run the programs on an old-fashioned mimeograph machine that was upstairs. We ran up to the friggin' steeple and rang the bell, which is like this. We're talking like a New England. It's romantic as hell. My church upbringing was romantic as hell. We had band concerts and frog jumping contests and cakewalks and potluck dinners and choruses and choir, and we had theater group, and it was fucking idyllic. I lived in a New England town where that was gorgeous. My little white church on a hill, on a green hill. I'm gonna cry because the church burned down. I had this awesome picture of it. It was only a matter of time. It was matchsticks. It was 280 years old, white picket, just a New England church on a green hill. It was fucking gorgeous, and the people were nice. And they went there to just remind themselves not to be a fucking asshole for the rest of the week. And they sat for an hour and they listened to a nice message and they thought about Jesus' message and they went the fuck home and they went back to farming or doing whatever they fucking did. Watch some football, have some food, enjoy your family, and go work. And do it again next week. And that's what fucking church was, and that's what it ought to be. And now we got hate factories. That's what church is now. Political grandstand shitholes. I don't know, we're getting kicked out again.
Uh-oh.
No, I didn't.
Getting heated.
I'm just, I was like, come on, man. I miss the America I grew up in because that's what it was. Church was it was okay. It It was okay. It wasn't about lying to you about the nature of your neighbor and his intent. It wasn't about demonizing people who were born differently from you in any kind of way. You know, it was about having mercy on them and understanding them, having empathy for them, and being there for them if they had a moment of crisis where they needed a shoulder to lean on. That's what the message was. That's what the religion was about when I grew up. I don't even remember what the original fucking. Oh yeah, because Pojo's like, cut the church people shut. Yes, so I think a lot of people are like, I know. I don't think I know that there's many, 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 many atheists and agnostics who go to church because it's their community. We've known for a long time that that's what atheism doesn't have that, and a lot of Unitarian churches have attendance because of that, because people aren't really into the dogma. Maybe they have an sort of oblique idea about a loving creator at the edge of the universe somewhere, but they don't attach a lot of judgment or dogma to it. And they just want a community of other people who are nice and maybe share the struggle that they do. Did you go to church, David, ever?
Oh yeah, my grandma was hugely religious. She hung out with the school sisters in Notre Dame all the time, and yeah, I went to Catholic grade school and high school.
Okay. In a way, at some point you just were like, this is obviously stupid.
Yes,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay. You weren't abused or anything weird?
No.
Never had any shitty actual experiences?
No. In fact, I disappointed my grandma because I never became an altar boy, so no danger to me there of weird abuse from the priest or anything like that.
Let me hear you some more on this veggie. I love you, veggie. I'm not. Thanks for being here. A big shout for you. You can be atheist and still be spiritual. I think a lot of people feel that way. I think probably my buddy Dave disagrees. Like I sort of do with that, but I know what you're getting at. My issue is, what does that mean, spiritual?
Right? Yeah, spiritual is so vague.
It's so vague. What does that really mean? So please, what does it mean to you to be spiritual but still be an atheist? I really want to hear that, and we can talk about that.
Like you can meditate and stuff like that if you consider that spiritual, sure. But yeah.
So, but do you believe magic exists?
Right.
Do you think that there's things that happen paranormally that you can't explain and that's real just because you don't believe in a god? You're an atheist, but you still believe in the supernatural, and that's where I'm at. Because what you're saying is right, and if that's what spiritual is, then hell, I meditate all the time. It's
yeah,
it's great for a lot of things, falling asleep, pain management, or whatever. Anyone who doesn't use meditation just hasn't paid attention to life the way that they should. But is that really spiritual, or is that just a physical calming technique that our brains are so big that we can conceive of things that we can't explain. If is all of that spiritual? If so, then obviously everybody's spiritual. So I don't know. I'd love to hear more about people's, because I think that's a real common feeling, right? You hear that a lot, right?
Yeah.
What do you feel like? Can you be an atheist and still be spiritual?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But again, it depends on what you mean.
Yes, it depends on what you mean by spiritual. If you're a science guy and a logic guy, and it's just like there's either an explanation for it or there's not. And if we can't explain it yet, it doesn't mean that things that make you wonder about God. Okay, there'll always be science we don't know yet.
What do they say in Thor? I think any sufficiently advanced science will appear as magic to people who don't understand it.
And that's an old Star Trek theme too from the day. That's been a common theme in all science fiction, I would expect. And my other point is that there's nothing that science has explained that didn't used to be attributed to God. There's no reason to think that trend will change. There's just shit we don't know. And some of us are comfortable not knowing. And the ones that aren't will listen to conspiracy theory to fill a pattern that they wanted to fill in their minds, because that's the way most minds are built. Just as most people are going to hide in the cave when they hear a rustle in the bush. Whereas the guy with a different mindset is going to go explore, and he's going to discover Greenland. Whereas somebody else stayed home and grew a potato.
And then we take over Greenland.
Thanks, Addicted to Science. See you later, man. Ramen. Yes, prove that you have a soul, and then we can talk about what a soul is. And then we know how information is imprinted on our physical brain. So how does that information get transferred onto an immaterial
Milwaukee
being?
Atheist says it's healthy to not know some things. More reasons to explore.
Yes, thanks. See, Lawrence is the guy. Lawrence is the guy. He would have gone through the bush to see if it was a tiger. If it was, he would have been swallowed in one bite.
If you
But
know everything, what's the point of living life? Like, isn't the point of being alive to experience new things and
Yeah.
learn things and grow?
for you, but you know, people are, you can't. It's hard to empathize when you just don't have that mindset where you're so nervous and uncomfortable about everything. You want you want to be sure. You know, you want to be sure about something, and so
Speaking of curiosity, people watching us on TikTok might be curious about a YouTube. Go over to YouTube and smash that like and subscribe button.
get on YouTube. You're
Out
coming
of
on top.
curiosity.
Yes, the curiosity. And you know, it's really for me. It's about conformism. We played this game yesterday. That's you know,
Herd mentality.
you and I kind of lost. You know, in a way, we're the 1 and 2, the 3 and 4 losers. We didn't win because we're in the end we proved to be less conform. It's called herd mentality, right? And you try to answer the questions that everybody else answers, so that you know you and it's the odd guy out that ends up losing. But is that really it's kind of a badge of honor, right? To be the guy is like, sorry, you know, I would. That's what I would do. Pretty good game. Pretty good game.
No soul, no afterlife, no free will. I'm down with it, as if I have a choice.
Well, our guy Lawrence has been saying that for a long time. Even he was the first guy who made me think about it. And it's like clearly we have no free will. And that's why do you think that AI can already predict what you're gonna do? Because it's just everything that you do is a product of everything that's gone into making you and bringing you to this moment. So
Or is it because we're in a simulation?
well, okay, if that's the to me that's the what are you going to do about it if you are?
Right.
It's a pretty good one. You may as well enjoy it. That's as useless an argument as anything to me. The simulation thing. Like, okay, you go keep taking pills till one of them lets you out. Fucking 25-year-old movies. The Morning Atheist is here. What's up? And thank you, Pojo, for being a gifter. Love you, people. It's Atheist Underground. We're here every Sunday morning at 10:30 in Central Time. That'll be 11:30, just you know, around church time on the East Coast. And you know, we're apparently one of the last people willing to stand up to religion in society, which is taking over here on the coattail. Actually, I think it's you know. Agent Orange has been riding in on the coattails of organized religion for a long. That's what's been going on.
Oh yeah.
You know, when the Catholic, when the evangelicals adopted the Catholic issue of abortion as their go-to, then it consolidated the religious right in a way that's really swept us to the edge of Handmaid's Tale here, where we've got you know a religious minority attempting to rewrite the entire country to the point where they can make the laws for the rest of us. And we're living in Pakistan West. There you go. Where you got, you know, you got a group of oligarchs telling really, really undereducated masses what religion is and what they need to what they need to do and say. And there's only access to the media that they want you to hear. You know, if you can't see this going on, you know, I'm not a panicker. You know, the people in my life are kind of panicking. If you can't see this going on, then I don't know how to help you. You must only watch Fox News.
You're a man. The big meme going around now is a picture of like Iranian female parliamentarians back in the 70s, you know, dressing like normal women in the 70s, saying, you know, if you think women's rights can't get rolled back, this was Iran in the 70s. Women had rights, and look at them now.
Look at them now. And man, oh man, it's going to blow up on their faces too sooner or later. Sooner or later, you know, you want to. So one thing that makes me want to.
Oh, we got a bunch of people jumping over to the YouTube.
We do?
Join us in chat. Tell us your thoughts.
Fire up on YouTube, man. It's Atheist Underground on YouTube. It's Atheist Underground on Facebook. It's Atheist Underground on Instagram. Follow us everywhere you can. I'm on the evil former the Twitter. I won't even call it whatever it's called now.
Evil Empire.
But El Rabanero there if you're still using that. And I'll get on Blue Sky. You know, I worry that Blue Sky is just a leftist echo chamber, and there's no You know, there's no good centrist voice there either. So we'll see. Um, we'll see. But yeah, follow us on YouTube right away so we can get to 1,000. How many did we get today? Just a few.
Just a few.
Thank you, Knowing. Appreciate you, Knowing. Number one today is Knowing. Make sure I get you a toot out if you want. Nathan, what's up? Royland, thanks for joining. Love you guys for coming along. Knowing, thanks for banging the like button. Bang away on that like button. Let's get this thing fired up here for another half an hour.
Careful talking about bang away on it. That's a little sexually suggestive.
Yeah, I'm dying to remember what I said, man. I really, it had to be with Trump and Putin having sexual relations with each other because Trump is so enamored with the strong man. The strong man. Thank you. Someone just gave me some love arms. Who was that? Thank you so much. Just sent a gift, or is it just sent a gift? Thank you. Who is this? Can't see your username. Knowing. It is Knowing.
46 more subscribers. What happened to the 1,000 subscribers?
I'm not trying to send invites. I think it's a microphone now. Not trying to send invites. To you, I was trying to say your username. Poutine. Who loves poutine, man? I do. But it's got to be, I'm tired of these Wisconsinites just like throwing bacon and shit in it. You're already eating cheese curds and gravy. I mean, do you really need to put pulled pork on it? I am a classic poutine.
Well, you don't need to. You get to.
Well, clearly you get to put anything you want on it. I can put raspberries on it if I want. I mean, I'm just saying. Like poutine. I'm a poutine purist. I just want my fries, my cheese curds, and my good gravy.
Make poutine great again.
Mupga.
Yes.
Yeah. Follow us on YouTube. Let's get it going so we can start shitting on people in the summertime out in the real world.
Once we add Canada as the 51st state, poutine is going to be the United States national dish.
Are you guys? Have you seen this press? The chick that he's got for the press. What is it? The press secretary.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? She's got this smirk on her face like she's trolling, and she's trolling. How are you the press secretary? You make a comment like that right in front of the cameras.
It's hard to tell if all of them are not trolling. I mean,
all of them just have this smirk on their face, like they know they're upsetting a certain amount of people. So I think it's incumbent on us not to overreact and get we just got to give it back. You got to give it back to her, because her life is going to be hell before it's real good again.
She'll get a cushy gig on Fox News.
Yeah, but she's still, man, oh man, I wouldn't want to have to deal with what she's got coming. Scrapple in Pond House. I do have a soft spot for Scrapple. You know what Scrapple is, Dave?
Scrappily? No, that's a form of poutine or something?
No. Scrapple.
Yeah, I've heard of it before.
If you're not from Pennsylvania, you don't know what Scrapple is, essentially.
Okay.
Maybe parts of New York or
well, enlighten us.
It's a breakfast, generally like a sausage that's more like chitlins kind of. It's more like ground intestines that have been made into it. It's like they use the last piece of the pig and just spiced it up, and it's got a mealy texture, but it's meaty too. It's very strange. It's delicious if you're from there and you put it with eggs, and it's like, yeah, I got a soft spot for Scrapple, but like it would make a vegan just like faint. Honestly, it's like it's as nasty as it gets.
But they should be all about like using every part of the animal. That's a good thing.
Yes, and then again in frontier times, no one was dying of over cholesterol. and, you just needed to fucking eat until you were 42 or so, and then it didn't matter much anymore. So and you're working all the time, right? That's a different life. Like the people in the natives in Alaska and in the Arctic Circle who eat essentially moose and whale all winter, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any issue with cholesterol, and it's just they're whatever it is, their lifestyle, the physical, the genes, they've evolved to be able to process a high fat, high protein diet, and none of them are out there dying of colon cancer necessarily. They probably are now because they got a McDonald's down at the end of Igloo Street.
Down at the end of Igloo Street. Boy, oh boy.
You can still say igloo, I think, right? I think is that become a bad word too? Maybe there's some.
Are you gonna offend a house?
Hey, I wouldn't. There's probably some lady out there who's going to call up and say, those houses have feelings too. What would you call it?
Do they though?
An indigenous ice house? What would you call it? It's all minimalizing, isn't it? They also didn't need Chevy. They walked. They walked and they worked all day. So you save a lot of health problems when you're not sedentary. And nobody had a sedentary life in frontier days, did they?
No, they did not.
They did not.
Too busy trying to stay alive.
So the kids are calling it now. What do you call it, Pojo? You better get yours built if you're right here by us. It's about to get 40 degrees for the next few days, and some might even rain this afternoon, man. Might even rain this afternoon. We do talk a lot of pop culture on the show too. I haven't brought up any movies yet. I got to see if you haven't seen Flow, watch that. I watched that Tuesday night, and it's absolutely stunning. I told these guys about it.
Yeah, I put it on my list last night. Haven't watched it yet, but I'll definitely get to it this week.
It's not much of a commitment. At an hour and 20, you think of it as a meditation because it'll reset you. It'll reset you if you're a thinking person at all. Oh, the Bob Dylan movie, I ran back and saw it like 2 nights after I saw it first. I loved it. God, did he do a good job. That's a fantastic movie. Complete Unknown. He's been resting for 6 months. I don't think it's working.
Complete Unknown. You're not anymore. Now you're known.
He's kind of known. Is that
that's the paradox? By
right?
Calling attention to your complete unknownness,
right?
You become no longer unknown.
Should have been called a nonconformist. In the end, that's what it's about, and following his artistic vision and not being what the folkies wanted him to be. Just like, all right. Well, it's based on a book about how he went he changed over to electric guitar and crushed the folk dreams. It wasn't about Bob Dylan's career, or it wasn't even what I would necessarily call a biopic. It was, it essentially showed his rise to fame and how he decided that it mattered more to him what he wanted to make than what people expected him to make. That was the message of the movie, and nobody's ever done it better. And here he is rewarded with a 90-year life when, all those other people from that generation are fucking dead to ditch from drugs. If you'd have told me, I say it every day, if you'd have told me that Bob Dylan would have been one of the last 2 traveling Wilburys alive in 1987, if you'd have told me that then, I'd have taken that bet for any fucking money. That's crazy to me.
White evangelicals overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Where is their outrage over U.S. aid cuts?
They don't care. You don't hear what would Jesus do anymore because none of them want to do what Jesus would do.
No.
They just want their guy in office to beat down the gay folk.
To own the libs.
And own the libs and the transgender. The woke people put us here. The ultra woke left put us here. Any reasonable candidate could have beaten what is essentially a crazy person. Completely unhinged, unmoored, untrustworthy, megalomaniac, narcissistic, wannabe dictator, I'm the king asshole. And they couldn't come up with anybody to speak more reasonably to the center and the right than these people who just let the screeching woke scolds get out of control. They offend me. I don't want to be told. I'm here. I'm in the middle. I don't want to be told what to call an igloo. I don't say anything about anybody except for these couple of idiots with hate in my heart. I love people I meet. I don't I don't use language to offend or beat down or punch down on the oppressed masses. No.
Words are beautiful.
But the wokesters are the death of good comedy. They are. I'm sorry. I'm too about laughing to have to be scolded about, words I say by people who aren't even part of the demographic they're supposedly standing up for. Yeah, this is all about financing a tax cut for the rich. If you can't see that, and you can't see that we're having an oligarchy established that doesn't care about religion, you think Musk goes to church and tickles God's balls every Sunday? Get me out of here. What's up, Carson 88? Good Sunday afternoon to you. I got
Uh-oh.
that's the puzzle piece. They wants to make sure I'm not a
No,
bot.
you're still here. You're still alive.
Unable to verify. Can't even do it.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Maybe you are a bot.
Maybe we can only hope. Then I could get behind the simulation if I'm a bot. I can figure it out, man. This is David Trivia King, man. What's up, Carson? He's helping us co-host and try to get over to YouTube. If you're new to the program, please follow us on YouTube. Atheist Underground. We're live on YouTube right now. We're just trying to get some people on there.
Smash that like and subscribe. We need 46 more subscribers.
46 more to get to 1,000 on YouTube. Please smash it. Get over there. We're gonna have to change because TikTok, they're censoring it. You know, my word's not getting out. My voice has always been as an atheist influencer around here with the other influence. We all know right away. They don't push our shit as soon as we, But if we had happy Christian content. If I was a pretty 19-year-old choir girl singing about the praise, I'm washed in the blood of the Lamb.
Don't forget blonde.
Yeah, blonde. Blonde's important these days, I suppose. All that, then they push, and get, but here I'm grumpy old white man grousing about the return of theocracy, the reinstallation of the Dark Ages as the mode of the day. Thanks, Carson. We are your atheist underground, transporting your mind to places it was too weak to go by itself. That's what we do. Giving you that emotional support. You need to leave religion. Make fun of it. It's dumb. It's dumb.
That's a little condescending.
I don't care. It's what I do. My dad's like, you can catch more flies with honey. I'm like, who wants to catch flies? You want to catch flies? No, I run up against it all the time. And now I would run for office if I wasn't less dirty. But if I ran for office now, they would just put my TikTok up on it, and I'd never get a Christian to vote for me. Because and I'd be like, who? They assume I had a shitty time in religion because of that. They're like, you got hurt. Who hurt you in your church? No, buddy. I do see it hurt other people, and that breaks my heart. I say, especially Catholics. When I moved, we didn't see. I grew up in the country, and if you grew up around here in Milwaukee, Chicago. This is a great, huge urban sprawl. If you grew up in the city, or around immigrants, you do get the impression that the entire world's Catholic. And if you're in that diaspora, I realize this in the Chicago suburbs. Those people don't even really think about Protestants existing.
No.
But the country historically is like 88% Protestant, and Catholics are growing now with the Hispanic influx. But historically, Catholics used to be on the same end of the triple letter in between J and L, that triple letter organization there. They used to target Catholics just like they targeted African Americans.
There's only one letter between J and L.
Yes. 3 letters in a row, 3 of the same letter. That organization. Got me?
I gotcha. I'm a little slow sometimes, but I get there.
Yeah, well, it's hard. You can't talk on TikTok. It's stupid. TikTok's got 2 of those letters in it.
Can't talk on the talk.
You can't talk on the TikTok. There's 3 of those letters right there. Put them together. But yeah, I didn't know any Catholics growing up, and I'm only 60. When I grew up, there was one family of Catholics because they were Italian descended. They were as waspy in practice as anybody, except that on Sunday they had to go like 40 miles to find a Catholic church if they wanted to go to church. So the Catholics were non-existent. Around here, it's the opposite, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you forget that's what's out there. So I don't know where that started. Do you remember?
No idea. We went on a run and got lost.
Yeah, we did. That happens.
Because we're the explorers.
All right, Carson.
We like not knowing things.
We don't care.
Things
out. But we're not trying to make people atheists. We're like, why are you even evangelizing atheists? No. We don't care. People come to atheism on their own. If we re-educate society, everybody will end up being atheist.
I would like people to be more scientifically literate and questioning and open-minded.
Yes, and non-conformist. Be yourself. Contribute a part of you to the universe that can be verifiably identified when you're gone. You can, that's all we have.
There's only one thing you should be conformist about, and that's just hopping over to the YouTube and checking us out. Live chat and the like and subscribe button and all that goodness.
See, that's why I got this guy around. We get somebody to fucking remember the shit when I'm going on my fucking rants here and trying to
got to bring it back to reality
and trying to read comments at the same time.
Snap back to reality or whatever that talking, singing rap guy says.
Yeah, I don't know. Went out for a little karaoke last night. I didn't sing.
Yeah, I saw you posted. You were at the whatever
the Tiki Lounge. Yeah.
Lounge, yeah.
They're nice kids. They look like they're 10, and they bought this bar.
Oh.
And they're not. They're probably 20, but they've actually managed to buy this bar from a longtime guy who had a tiki bar and a lounge, and it had just sort of fallen into disuse. The guy he opened it once in a while when he felt like it on Saturday, and it had a weird gay bar vibe, which is not. That would have been fine. I would have kept going, but it wasn't attracting people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I would imagine it was attracting gay people.
It really wasn't even attracting gay people.
Oh.
It would have been a fun place to be if it had. You know, I love
gay bars. Are usually great.
I love gay bars. No shade at all. But it just wasn't that. It was just sort of a dusty old bar with one old queen and a nice guy who would talk to you, but it was just nobody was coming in.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for these kids. It's a fun place. All these super fun, fruity, $10 big ass drinks. You know, I don't even normally drink the shit that's in those drinks, but they're just so easy.
I would enjoy being served alcohol by 10-year-olds.
They're not 10.
Okay.
They're trying to get us kicked off.
No.
Trying to say, man. No, we're getting old, and so when I look at these kids doing stuff, it's like, wow, really? They're old enough? Does their mom know they're out here?
Get off my lawn.
Does your dad know you took the car to run the bar tonight? Carson grew up in Protestant. Yeah, well, everybody. And again, if you're in Tennessee, you know, there's most of those people are Protestants, and now most of them are the Free Will Baptist Church on the corner. I go to the Free Will Baptist Church down on the corner of Coon Holler Road. Where you go? I go to Free Will Baptist Church down in Murfreesboro. Okay. See, those country churches, I don't have any shade. You know, those places are support for the community as much as they can. They got a guy who is willing to minister to the flock when people are they're worried, they're wringing their hands, they don't have any money, they don't have any luck, they don't have, those people they don't have millions of dollars that they're pouring into PACs. They don't have, they don't deserve to pay taxes. But if you're a mega church and you're in dudes buying planes and $1,000 suits
and refusing hurricane victims to use this huge empty space as refuge,
and then getting drunk and calling himself God when he has a moment of, oh, okay, this is really what's going on here, right? Remember that? But yeah, those, tax the churches if they're making money, and especially if they're gonna politicize, they're gonna use their idiot constituency as a cudgel against the rest of us, like Thor's hammer.